at moving the ball in transition, and they certainly did that well in that third quarter. So 1 quarter to go. Margin is 35 points. I'll hand you over to Anthony Osborne for City Park Radio, 103.7 and 96.5.
So dark clouds over KG5 at the moment. They seem to get darker by the moment, Dave. I reckon when you started saying that sentence before about the conditions, it's just changed a little bit again.
Yep.
So back in the middle, Nick Butler raises the ball aloft as we get this final term underway. What can Glenorchy do in this final quarter? Alex Lee wins that one down against Koppelman. It's a muddy centre of KG5 as the ball's hacked towards half forward for the Magpies. Callan Daly does well in pursuit, just takes a bit of weight off the kick to find Koppelman. Didn't go the required 15, goes out wide to Mitch Rainbird directly in front of us here on the broadcast side. Some good link-up play here for the Magpies as Jay Bowden inside 50 in the end over the top of the head of Ben Camrick. Run out of bounds by Conway. So Camrick might be starting forward by the looks of it there. Jay Bowden able to get around and get a nice handball from Dilger, kicking the ball to a dangerous position on the ground, but we'll have a throw in the right forward pocket for Glenorchy. Alex Lee, unattended in the ruck, just wins it down. James Webb's in pursuit now for Glenorchy. Dishes the handball back inside. Ollie Sanders and Rushton are there for North Launceston. Glenorchy player does stand up well under duress as plenty of bodies come in on this contest. And umpire Chris Kay takes the ball back. So a minute into this final term, 35 points the difference. The ball inside Glenorchy's attacking 50. Handball out wide from the stoppage to finds Ben Camrick, who dishes the ball to Dilger, kicks the ball to a dangerous position in the middle of the ground, but a strong mark taken by Jay Foon at full-back for North Launceston.
Foon, beautiful kick to Burt on defence of 50. He's been good today in defence of Zach Burt. Kick's not great on this occasion. Finds Rick DeSoldo, has to get it back to Burt. Shrugs the tackle there of Banks Smith. He's off and running as Zach Burt. As an outlet player on the far side, looks like Egger once again, takes the mark, doesn't break stride, kicks inside 50, through the hands of Whitford. Chance there for Callow, or Lasky it was. It's close to the boundary line. Still in play. North Launceston try and keep it in, they do now. Whitford waits on the handball, gets it over the top, chance for Lasky, impossible angle. Floats it across for one behind. So another behind there to North Launceston, 9-4-58. Plays 3-4-22.
I think it's time to go, Dave.
We'll be ducking for cover in a minute as it's getting very, very dark and rain is imminent.
Yeah, not sure if your binoculars have fog lights here, Dave, but it's getting very dark here at KG5.
Absolutely.
So Glenorchy to bring the ball back into play. 22 plays 58. Precise ball out of defence there from Cleary. Finds James Webb. His fellow number 13, Liam Davies, on the mark. As Webb looks to bring the ball out wide, very wide in fact, and in the end, over the fence for 6 and out. So
that's just a terrible kick at this level. Like, you know, they train here, they know the ground, they know the conditions, and for one of your own just to clear the fence nearly by 10 metres on a kick out of a set shot from pretty ordinary.
So Nankervis pumps the ball inside 50 for the Northern Bombers. In the end, Bart McCulloch in pursuit. I think it evaded all the players by actually staying in play for as long as it did in the end. Rolls out of bounds for a throw in. So just in front of the cricket nets here at KG5, boundary throw in. Inside 50 for the Northern Bombers as the rain starts to even impede on us here undercover at KG5. The ball back into play. Josh Ponting in pursuit. Dishes the handball out wide to Whitford. Wheels around on his right boot in the McCulloch direction. Unable to take the mark was Lasky. Gets the ball at ground level as Lasky hits the woodwork for a minor score. North Launceston doing all the attacking at the moment. 3.5 minutes into this final term. They lead Glenorchy at the moment. What can the Magpies do as they look to bring the ball back through the kick in? Precise kick in the Roberts direction. He was impeded there by Ponting. Rushton dishes the handball out wide to Egger. Back to Ponting. Hacks the kick forward. Just bounces out of bounds. Now, the conditions aren't quite at this level yet, but there was a game last year that was almost played underwater at KG5 under lights, Dave, and the last little section of this game is threatening. Yeah. Even Dave Gruber's just retreated a little bit further back in the Chicago beanie. Ball back into play. Mitch Rainbird wrapped up in a Lasky tackle. Rinse and repeat for a stoppage. It'll be a ball up about 35 metres out directly in front of the North Launceston goal. Cleary battling in the ruck against McCulloch. Just a hacked kick out wide there from, I think it might have been Arnold, rolls out of bounds for a throw in just outside defensive 50. So Glenorchy able to gain some meterage, but at the moment North Launceston just controlling general positional play.
Lights are on, guys.
Boundary throw in, 60 metres around from the Bombers' goal. It's a fall short, the boundary throw in, too short, says the umpire. He'll ask the umpire to do it again. So rain gets a little bit heavier. We've got all the gear here covered over with towels and garbage bags. So all safe.
Don't you worry about us though, Dave. We'll be right. You just look after the gear. Don't be too concerned about your colleagues.
So you can probably hear now, through our microphones, the rain gets a little bit heavier. As it's a boundary throw in. Players now finding it hard to pick it up. Ponting. Handballs backwards towards Davies. Glenorchy player was taken without it. And Adam Roberts will take the free kick. Of course, North Launceston wouldn't want too much of a slog in this last quarter. They've got to get up for a game on Wednesday night. So far it's been played in dried conditions. It really holds up there in the wind, that little kick from Roberts. Umpire says it's 15, I doubt it. Rainbird kicking into a howling gale, gets as far as Rushton. Rushton round the corner to attacking 50. Taking the mark back there is young Nathan Blowfield. As the rain really starts to pelt down now here.
Yeah, I think any precise kicking's out the window now. This is proper wet weather footy in the TSL. John Geard brings the ball off half back. Umpire's whistle. It's going to come back. Don't think he quite went back efficiently, as you can just hear the rain pick up a little bit more. So John Geard retreats ground, goes back. Glenorchy just assess their options. Sam Rundle's the target just outside defensive 50. He takes the mark. Bain and Lowe manning the mark as Rundle has no other option but to hoist it down the line. A couple of flyers, almost a mark taken by Bennett, unable to pull it down. Zach Burt is going to mop this ball up at half back for North Launceston. He dishes the handball off to the running Jay Foon, who just spirals the ball to half forward. Unable to complete the mark with Sharon Egger. Dilger was there as well for Glenorchy. Ollie Sanders swoops on the loose football. Sharon Egger still buzzing about, as is Jackson Callow. He finds Whitford. Callow's handball in the end finds the helmeted Ryan Banks-Smith, who goes out wide to Josh Arnold. Glenorchy just kicking in hope, trying to gain some meterage as the rain really starts to come down. Strong tackle laid. Affects the kick. Taylor Whitford keeps the ball in play at half forward for North Launceston. Scrappy old football at the moment. Just ball has turned into a bar of soap as it bounces around. It's currently 3-4-22 Glenorchy. North Launceston 9-5-59. 7.5 minutes into this final term, and yeah, the last 5 minutes or so, the weather has really taken a nasty turn. It was threatening all day. Thought we might have got through it, but unable to at this stage, as Bowden's kick to half forward is impeded. Ponting dishes the handball out wide. Glenorchy under the pump as North Launceston drive the ball to half forward. Josh Arnold drops the mark in slippery conditions as Lasky just kicks the ball off the ground towards the forward pocket. Still keeps it in play, does Lasky. A dangerous spot. Sharon Egger's there, unable to complete the kick off the ground. Rolls out of bounds of a throw in. Forward pocket, left forward pocket for North Launceston. 37 points the difference.
Boundary throw in. So Simon has to clean the lens there just to keep things going. As boundary throw in, McCulloch's there. Kick smothered. Hard to get an effective possession. Kick comes out. Now, I didn't see you kick that.
Lasky.
Lasky's kicked it.
I think.
Sharon Egger with his arms in the air.
Yeah. So Sharon Egger is getting congratulations of his teammates, and that's his fourth. As the rain just eases a little bit here at KG 5, 10-5-65 North Launceston, Glenorchy 3-4-22. And a real fantastic game from Sharon Egger, Maxie. He lit it up in that third quarter, and he spent some time in the midfield, but today we've seen him go back to that small forward role, and he's done it beautifully.
Yeah, he has, and it's perfect conditions for a small forward now, Dave. Ball's going to hit the ground quite a bit, but in all seriousness, yeah, he's had certainly since half time he's been unbelievable. Great effort.
So back in the middle, ball's one down. Looks like Tom Bennett competing in the ruck for North Launceston. A cacked kick off the ground from Jack Rushton. It's all North Launceston at the moment. So get another inside 50. Glenorchy repel. Some really nice work there from Blowfield off the ground. Geared in pursuit as is Egger. Again, dangerous position here for North Launceston. A spiralling ball goes towards goal. Bounces through for a minor score.
That boy Bain and Low again it was.
He's shown some really promising signs, and as we mentioned before, I just love seeing him being able to roll through the midfield with the North Launceston big dogs. Been there for so long.
So light's really taking effect. We've got a bit of blue sky in the background. We've got black cloud over the mountain. It's a pretty amazing scene here at KG5, and we've got a lead by 44 points at the moment by the Northern Bombers as the short kick comes out to Camerick, who takes the mark in the back pocket. The rain's eased a little bit. It's starting to come straight down, which is a bit better for us as Camerick kicks up towards the wing. Bowden takes a great mark. Jay Bowden on his chest up against Nankervis. Jay Foon slow to get up. Kick inside the middle of the ground, into the middle of the ground, taken by Matthew Dilger. Dilger switches the ball to the far side. There's a player over there in Rundle. Rundle kicks further afield in hope. Ryan Banksmith leads the race to the ball. Bennett on his tail. Bennett lays a good tackle. Banksmith again. Gets a handball back in towards the centre of the ground. North Launceston working hard. Callow, who's up the ground. Player tackle there was Low. Rundle gets the handball away now to Camerick. Camerick this way, that away. Gets back onto his right. Kicks it inside 50. Tries to find a teammate. Can't do so. James Webb's in there. Tackle late on Nankervis. Release the ball somehow. James Webb. Handball sideways. Player might have been caught without it there as Ryan Banks-Smith play on. Rushton. Players diving in on the ball. And it's going to be a ball up. About 35 out from Glenorchy's goal. Inside 50 this quarter groups. We've got 5 to North Launceston, 3 to Glenorchy. So rain still coming down. Ball up. Slippery piece of slope is the ball at this stage now. Vent. Ponting. Nice handball. Release a teammate there in Bennett. It kicks down the line. Looking there for Lasky, and it spills out of bounds. So boundary throw in. Margin is 44 points. Glenorchy led at quarter time. But North Launceston wrested control of the contest in the second quarter. 5-goal third quarter. There's the ball in. It's going to be a free kick, I think, here to Ethan Conway. Big task in the ruck today. His debut for Glenorchy. Of course, he played with Launceston last season, mainly as a defender. He kicks long. Hard to see here now with this rain falling. The darkness. It's knocked out of bounds. And I'll give you a bit of a try there.
Thanks, Dave.
I think it's a really good idea of the North Launceston coaching staff too to put Tom Bennett into the ruck just to get him into the game. He hasn't had one of his better games, and just to get your hands on the ball, Tom.
Neither ruck unable to win that one down. Fletcher Bennett at the back of the pack swoops on the loose ball. Kick from North Launceston. Goes to half forward, so Glenorchy going to reload here and bring the ball inside 50. A quick kick inside, and mark taken in the end, uncontested. Koppelman takes it on the chest. He's competed hard today as Koppelman, giving away quite a bit of height when he has been in the ruck against McCulloch or Lee. Just provides a bigger presence for them inside 50 in the end. Read that ball quite well in tough conditions and took the ball on his chest. So man on the mark is at about 40 to 45 metres out from goal. Slight angle, Koppelman with a heavy wet football as this ball goes towards goal now. In the end, it was never going to quite make it for distance and didn't quite have the accuracy either. Punch through for a minor score. Now it looks like a 50-metre penalty given away there from Glenorchy, so a bit of ill discipline creeping in now as North Launceston march their way to the pain of defensive 50 as they look to reload through Mark Walsh, who opts to go out wide. It looks like that's Corey Nankervis, who goes further down the line.
Bennett, I think.
As Bennett drives the ball inside 50. In the end, mark taken on the chest of Lasky. He's provided another target for them inside 50. Again, they've got the tall timber there in McCulloch and Callow, but Lasky's a bit like Will Edmonds last year, just that mid-sized forward who can really get defenders unaware.
And he's showing that he's capable at this level.
Yeah, it's certainly a big jump from the level that he has been playing. For our southern listeners and viewers, is the NTFA Division 2 of St Patrick's Old Collegiates Football Club.
Lasky's shot on goal on the way now, missing to the left-hand side and through for a minor score. So 10-7-67, plays at 3-5-23, just under 15 minutes gone in this final term. Dave Moore.
Josh Arnold, short kick out, dangerous, finds John Geard. It's been serviceable today. Back to Josh Arnold. He's going to go wide. Clears the contest. The back is Whitford. Ball still bouncing pretty well on the turf as he gets it over here towards Tom Bennett, who gets his hands free. It's a funny old handball away. Daly's in there. And it's going to be another congested situation here and a ball up far side. The light towers are on. It's a 44-point lead. We're 15 and a half minutes into this last quarter. So North Launceston just playing out time. They'll be wanting no injuries before Wednesday night's big clash against Launceston at UTAS Stadium. Mark taken by Corey Nankervis. He goes short. And he's got Whitford, who takes it. Handballs over the top to Walsh. Standing start. Kicks inside 50. Punched away. Good defence there from Glenorchy. Falls to Geard. Geard's handball. Taken by James Webb. It's now in the control of James Curran from North Launceston. Over to Bennett to Walsh. Kicks inside 50 and finds a teammate there. That's Oliver Sanders taking the mark. Well within scoring range. Left footer. Uses the ball well, is Oliver Sanders usually. So in the gathering gloom here of KG5, Oliver Sanders looks to extend the lead to 50 points for North Launceston. He's about 35 out, 45 degree angle. In he comes. Kicks for goal as Oliver Sanders. Umpire hardly moves. Another goal to North Launceston. 11-7-73. Glenorchy 3-5-23. Hasn't had a big day, Oliver Sanders, Max, but he's finished off some good work there. And still, even in these conditions, North Launceston skills are showing out.
Yeah, they are, Dave. And a beautiful left foot kick by Oliver Sanders there. One of those, I spoke about him earlier, the left footers. Lovely to watch. Another fine young product coming up through the ranks, and certainly got a good pedigree from his father. He's got a younger brother playing Development League who's grade 9 at St Patrick's College, I think he
That's
may
right,
be.
yep.
Riley Sanders, and obviously the grandparents and uncles as well, all strong connections in the Launceston football community.
Back in the middle, that centre circle becoming muddier by the moment here at KG5. We'll have another stoppage in the middle of the ground.
Just remind our listeners out, we've had two winners today, Clarence over North Hobart and the Tigers over Lauderdale.
Lauderdale over the Tigers.
Lauderdale over the Tigers,
Tigers,
sorry,
yeah, absolutely. So the Eastern Shore will be abuzz tonight as Tom Bennett drives the ball inside 50. It's all North Launceston at the moment. That ball in the end just clean bowls everyone. Jack Rushton's at the back of the pack. Tom Donnelly there as well. Players converging. Rushton laying a strong tackle. We'll have a ball up. Forward pocket for North Launceston. They're just surging the ball forward really well at the moment with the Northern Bombers, and full credit to Ollie Sanders in the conditions with that set shot moments ago. So Tom Donnelly at the bottom of the pack here for North Launceston. Dishes the ball out wide to Taylor Whitford. Impossible angle. Oh, if anyone could do it, it was going to be Taylor Whitford, but in the end that one rockets into the post for a minor score. Dinky kick out to John Geard in the pocket from Arnold. So Geard assesses his options, hoists the ball out of defensive 50. Richter Salter comes across and punches the ball out of bounds. So Arian Richter Salter does well there to nullify that attack.
Max, you got a final AFL score?
Yeah, I have, Dave. Bulldogs have beaten Melbourne by 28 points, 80-52.
Okay, massive win there for the Bulldogs. Keeps their finals hopes alive. As we've got a boundary throw in. As the umpire retrieves the ball. The rain just eases off. So we did get that 10 or 15 minutes of quite heavy rain here. Soften the ground up. But the contest is well and truly over here. We're just playing out time. As I said, North Launceston would like to get through this game, ready for next week. Jay Foon kicked 2 goals today, kicks inside 50. Gee, that's good body work there. That's a great mark. And that's Lasky once again. He's been very impressive today as Jake Lasky. It's really good in the marking contest there. He outbodied his opponent, and he'll be lining up 45 degree angle right in front of us here on the eastern side of KG5. He's about 40 out as he delivers. Jake Lasky Kick just fades off to the left. One behind. 11.975 to 3.523. And all of a sudden the wind has dropped right away after that shower.
Balmy conditions, Dave.
Balmy. As balmy as it's been all day, Anthony.
Shower, David.
Shower, rain, whatever you want to call it. Deluge as outside defensive 50. Nice little handball there from Williams. Gets it back to James Webb. Wheels and goes. Kicks it up towards half forward. Sam Rundle takes the ball. He's tackled by Nankervis. And it's out of bounds. Listen to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5. Dying stage of the game. Take us through to the siren, Anthony Osborne.
So boundary throw in directly in front of the Glenorchy interchange bench. Tom Bennett, as Maxie touched on before, again competing in the ruck. Wins it down to Rushton, who's wrapped up in a strong tackle. We'll have another ball up from umpire Nick Butler. The umpiring's been pretty good for the most part today. So another ball up. Conway competing against Bennett. He wins it down to the Magpie. Callum Thompson and Jack Rushton go toe-to-toe. Have another stoppage. So Taylor Whitford and James Webb at the defensive side of this stoppage. From North Launceston perspective, Whitford kicks the ball out of thin air and Josh Arnold accidentally kicks it out of bounds on the full. Was in pursuit of the ball, and Oliver Sanders will now bring this ball back into play. The umpire's just telling him to actually step out of bounds, which he was in his own little world there, Ollie Sanders, as he kicks the ball towards half forward, but that'll be coming back to him now. So he'll bring the ball back in. Just a couple of metres forward of the Glenorchy bench. He's got a couple of options on really short, and Taylor Whitford opts to go longer than that with the wet football. Bennett's the target. Glenorchy with the numbers, but Sharon Egger is at the foot of the contest. Kicks the ball inside 50. A dangerous ball now for the Glenorchy defence. Bain and Lowe swoops on the loose footy. Harassed without it was Bain and Lowe. Lasky's kick goes into the goal square, but that's the final siren at KG5. Glenorchy 3-5-23 go down to North Launceston 11-9-75. A strong performance from the reigning premiers, who did what they needed to do on the road. As we touched on, it was dry conditions for the most part, but wet weather footy in the last, and a strong win in the end for the Northern Bombers. 3-5-23 Glenorchy, North Launceston 11-9-75. Dave Moore.
And you got the goal kickers for us there.
I do have the goal kickers for you, Dave. So for Glenorchy, 2 goals to Matthew John.